one thing seems clear. Since it's not a blowout, we're now in territory where the race has become stealable. So one of the things we were worried about is they would say, hey, Trump's got the lead on election night, and that's it. We're ending the game in the third quarter, stop counting, or do massive hijinks doesn't really describe it well enough. Treachery, whatever it takes, Brooks Brother mobs, militias, whatever, just send them in and make sure those votes don't get counted because we're within stealing range.
That's right.
And right now, Trump is within stealing range.
And then, of course, despite what happened in Florida in 2000 in stealing range, I mean, ultimately it was the courts that stole it, right?
Yep.
Or that prevented everybody's vote from being counted. So yeah, it's certainly within that range. I don't want this to go to the Supreme Court, right? You don't either. Nobody does.
No.
And you got to count on John Roberts just to make it 5-4.
And we lose anyway.
That's right, we lose anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, yeah. Go ahead, Alonzo.
Oh well, I was going to say that when you come to the courts, it'd be like playing a basketball game 5-on-7, right? Because you're playing the other 5 players and the 2 referees are against you. The thing is, Ben, you were talking about Philadelphia, you talk about Georgia. It's funny how the cities seem to be where the votes don't count or aren't counted. In Atlanta, there's always something, like there's a problem. If there's a problem in Georgia, the problem's in Atlanta. The Philadelphia votes won't be counted because the cities are overwhelmingly Democratic. So as you said, Cenk, the closer it is, the worse it is. And I think one of the shames is that we, as like most people, we can't trust the vote. Like this is something new that we don't trust voting. I used to not even think about that. It was unheard. It wasn't even a concern. It was like, yeah, it's an election and there's gonna be votes, they're gonna be counted. And now when the votes are counted, we're like, yeah, but is that really, and what are they doing? We're headed the wrong direction. Just we're heading in the wrong direction.
Well, I'll keep on my theme because it's correct. Democratic incompetence. If I'm running a presidential campaign and I think Pennsylvania is going to be the most critical state, and I know that by far the place where I have the most votes is Philadelphia, and I have the governor is a Democrat, you can't figure out a way to count Philadelphia votes quicker? No, the Democrats always say there's nothing we could do. Well, that's why people don't vote for you, because you're constantly telling them there's nothing that you could do for them. Ever. So
I just want to point out, when you say that people won't vote for them, I mean, Democrats have beaten Republicans in every election since 1988. I'm not even arguing your point, because I just always want to remind people Republicans have won once since 1988, but they keep electing presidents.
Well, I mean, that proves my point. So
I said it was an argument.
Yeah. So we won 2 popular votes. We bungled it away. We have a massive edge in demographics. We have a massive edge on policy. We have a massive edge on everything. And yet somehow the Democrats can't find a way to win. They can't actually get into office.
Well, because you got to get in the mud. You got to fight dirty. You got to cheat. Playing by the rules when there are no rules, and the other teams making the rules as they go, is stop trying to be the good guys. All right, win, and then change the rules yourself. But they trying to be honest. They go low, we go high. No, go low, get in the mud and fight for these things, and don't let it go. That's going to be the only hope. This just isn't working.
I agree with. I know, Cenk. Well, I think we both might say the relative same thing. The important part is the fighting. Like, if you fight well, you don't even have to get in the mud, right? I mean, I agree with you, and I agree totally with the sentiment. When you need to get in the mud, you get in the mud. But changing the narrative, right? Making it clear that you're not this party that is constantly looking to reach across the aisle and doesn't really stand for anything. I mean, stand for stuff. That's first. You stand for stuff, you start swaying public opinion. then you don't have to get in the mud. And then when they get in the mud, you're like, look at them getting in the mud because they don't want people to have health care. That's despicable, right? But we're all afraid of that kind of language.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll like this, Ben, but it's definitely the media's fault. Because the minute any of us on the Democratic side get in the mud or go low, the media rains down holy hell on you. How dare you, you uncivil sons of bitches. How dare you, that guy raised his voice as a Democrat. Shut up, ban him, get him off the air. Bernie Sanders, you're banned, that's it. We all hate you, you're gonna execute people in the middle of Central Park. Everybody rally around Biden, he's gonna do nothing. He's gonna be soft-spoken and do bipartisan commissions. They love that stuff. They love it. They enable it, and it's a cancer. Name one strong Democrat the media has ever been in favor of.
No, I mean
zero, none.
That's not true. And I mean, I don't.
Name one strong Democrat they don't despise.
I can't. I have no. Literally, I'll leave not because I don't love you, because I can't bear it tonight. But the issue, you got a party that is based solely on. I agree with you to some extent, and this is why. You got a party that is totally willing at any time to tell any sort of lie that suits them. And then you have a media that does not know how to handle that, right? And that craves what you talk about, craves bipartisan commissions. And the right has exploited that craving. And both institutions that we're talking about, the left, or at least the mainstream left in the Democratic Party, and mainstream media, mostly on television, has not figured out how to deal with it. And it got worse in 2016, and it's gotten worse every month since 2016. And yeah, there were some shows that ripped Trump, and then it just became shows that ripped Trump. And I think they stopped having an effect. Still haven't figured out how to deal with deceit and untruths on a regular basis.
No, but it's not just that. They actively campaign against strong Democrats.
I don't think that's true.
Nina Turner's a strong Democrat. #1 most despised person by mainstream media.
I mean, where's that poll?
Okay, you think you don't think corporate Democrats and media can't stand Nina Turner? Come on.
Well, Cenk, this is the fight that I don't like. This is the fight we can't have. This is what, in my opinion, the Democrats, you got to get into power and then fight progressive versus corporate, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, if you look at what the Republicans have done, they were all disgusted by Trump. They hated Trump. You had a whole commercial of Lindsey Graham talking all this stuff about Trump, but they were like, but we'll support him to get the power. You got to get in. You got to do whatever. Now, when you talk about the media, my problem with the media is their fear, and you talked about it. They won't call a liar a liar. They won't call a racist. They won't use these words that are the truth because they're worried about hurting someone's feeling or not getting access or how many clicks they get or whatever it is that's driving them. But this division in a Democratic Party needs to stop until the Democratic Party gets in power. Get in power, then work it out amongst yourself. But remember that the eye on the prize is winning the elections, getting the Senate, whatever it is, that's the prize. Then have the battle within.
I know, but Alonzo, obviously I understand the logic of that, and that's exactly what we did in this election. It's not like anybody attacked Biden. No, we had as near 100% unity, right? Did it work? No, because the thesis is wrong. The thesis is be neutral, be weak, be civil. And that's not how you win elections. So you're 100% right in saying, and I know Michelle Obama is a saint, and you're not allowed to say anything against her. But there's nothing that's hurt the Democratic Party more than the idea of when they go low, we go high. Yeah, you float away in a cloud, okay? No, when they go low, you should burrow a tunnel underneath them and plant a bomb, okay? So politically, okay? And you should blow them up. I mean, they won't be able to get lower than me, right? But when anybody does that on the Democratic side, the media says, no way, don't listen to them, don't Those guys fight back, shh, don't. Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.